On this slide, we can find a table that shows a lot of different values, such as energy and GHG emission factors, which are the WTW and TTW assigned result sizes, as well as fuel types and their corresponding density values. This value has already been discussed, and a copy of this table can be purchased. Now let's deal with the detailed description of the fourth substep, whereby we must consider the allocation of a proportion of the respective four outcome variables to this subsection. After the respective substeps 1, 2, and 3 of the second step are first secured, the subrange of transportation services are allocated a share of the four outcome variables. The four outcome variables are EW VOS, GW VOS, ET VOS, and GT VOS. This allocation is, in particular, come to ensure that the result variable proportions relative to their shares of the carried out within a VOS transportation. Now we have the energy consumption data and the data of GHG emissions for the VOS, then we have this mentioned on the individual programs or allocation. Let us therefore follow the terms. The S factor of a partial route is similar to the T factor part of the journey, where you also can treat it as the transport activity of the VOS part of the journey. I'm going to talk about this equation a little later and add more details. The following is a second equation. The well-to-wheel energy consumption of a subsection balances the well-to-wheel VOS, or better, pronounced as transport activity, multiplied by the S factor of a partial path, wherein the S factor is the calculation of the proportion of the energy and the emissions of VOS, which is assigned to a transport service on a partial section. The third equation is the well-to-wheel emission factor for the fuel consumed part of the journey is similar to the well-to-wheel emission factor for the fuel consumed of VOS, also multiplied by the S factor of a leg. The formula then is tank-to-wheel energy factor for the fuel consumed, ET, part of the journey, is like the tank-to-wheel energy factor for the fuel consumed, ET, of a VOS, multiplied in turn with the S factor of a leg, and this is our fourth equation. Finally, we get to the fifth equation, which reads as follows. The tank-to-wheel GHG emission factor for the fuel consumed part of the journey is like the tank-to-wheel GHG emission factor for the fuel consumed of VOS, in turn multiplied by the S factor of a partial section.